take a deep breath. Look down at your feet right now. The shoes you're wearing aren't random. They never are. Before we dive deeper into this psychological revelation, hit that subscribe button, because what you're about to discover will change how you see yourself forever. And trust me, you'll want to remember where you heard this first. Imagine standing at a crossroads where 4 pairs of shoes wait in front of you. Not just any shoes. Each pair represents a different aspect of your psyche, a different face of who you truly are beneath the surface. The stiletto, the ballet flat, the boho sandal, the dark ankle boot. 4 choices, 4 psychological archetypes, 4 ways your unconscious mind speaks to you through something as simple as footwear.
Now here's what most people don't understand. Your choice reveals something profound about your current psychological state, not who you were last year, not who you'll be next month, but who you are right now, in this exact moment of your inner journey. The collective unconscious doesn't speak through words, it speaks through symbols. And shoes? They're one of the most powerful symbols of direction, identity, and transformation. So pause for a moment. Let your intuition choose. Don't overthink. Which pair makes your heart beat just a little faster? Because that choice is about to reveal secrets about yourself you might not even consciously know yet. And before we unveil what each choice means, make sure you've hit that like button so this message reaches more people who need to hear it.
If your soul chose the high heel, listen carefully. Inside you lives an energy that refuses to be diminished. This isn't about arrogance or aggression. This is about something far more sophisticated. Psychological sovereignty. The ability to stand in your own authority even when the ground beneath you trembles with uncertainty. You carry what depth psychology calls the integrated animus, the inner masculine force that gives you structure, ambition, and unwavering direction. But here's what makes you unique. You've balanced this power with emotional intelligence. You don't dominate, you elevate. You don't crush opposition. You transcend it through sheer presence and dignity. People lean on you without even realizing why. Your energy stabilizes chaos. Your presence organizes confusion. You walk into rooms and the psychological temperature shifts, not because you demand attention, but because your inner architecture is so solid that others unconsciously recognize it and feel safer near it.
But here's the shadow side nobody talks about. And this is crucial, so stay with me because this will unlock something important. Because you appear strong, people forget you need support too. They assume you're invincible. They take your strength for granted. You end up carrying more weight than anyone should bear alone, simply because you're capable of bearing it. The stiletto teaches you that true power includes vulnerability. Real strength allows for softness. Authentic sovereignty knows when to remove the armor and simply be human. Your task isn't to become stronger. You're already strong enough. Your task is to allow yourself to be held sometimes, to rest without guilt, to need without shame. Now, if the ballet flat called to you, understand this immediately. You possess what psychology calls heightened perceptual awareness. You notice micro-expressions others miss entirely. You sense emotional shifts before they become visible. You read between lines that most people don't even know exist. This isn't weakness. This is a rare form of psychological attunement. Your nervous system is calibrated to detect subtlety. You experience life in high definition while others move through standard resolution. Colors feel richer to you. Silences speak volumes. A single glance can tell you everything about someone's inner state.
But here's the trap, and I need you to really hear this, because it might be the most important thing you learn today. Your sensitivity makes you assume everyone feels as deeply as you do.
So when someone hurts you through carelessness, you think they meant it. When someone overlooks your needs, you interpret it as rejection. When someone speaks harshly, you carry that weight for days. The ballet flat represents the challenge of boundaries, not walls, not coldness, but conscious, healthy limits that protect your inner sanctuary. You don't need to feel less. You need to guard your energy more carefully. You don't need to toughen up. You need to become selective about who gets access to your depth.
And here's something powerful. Before we continue, if you're finding value in this, drop a comment below telling me which shoe you chose. I read every single comment, and your insights add to our collective understanding. Plus, there's something coming at the end that will tie everything together in a way you're not expecting. If your heart moved toward the Boho sandal, you're operating from what we call the individuated self. You've broken free from collective programming. You don't live according to external scripts. Your compass is internal, intuitive, and impossible to ignore once it speaks. You probably felt different from a young age, not because you tried to be special, but because your psychological structure simply doesn't match conventional templates. You see connections others miss. You understand life through metaphor, symbol, and felt sense rather than pure logic. Your creativity isn't a hobby, it's how you process reality itself.
But freedom has a price that nobody mentions, and this is where it gets really interesting. The shadow of freedom is existential anxiety. When you're not following anyone else's path, you're constantly creating your own. Every choice becomes significant, every direction uncertain. You face the profound responsibility of authoring your own life without a predetermined map. The Boho sandal asks you to embrace uncertainty as part of your authentic journey. Not every moment needs clarity. Not every phase needs a label. Sometimes the most profound growth happens when you're wandering, exploring, allowing your intuition to lead you through unmarked territory. You transform spaces just by being genuine in them. People feel permission to be themselves around you because you've given yourself that same permission. This is psychological liberation in its purest form, not rebellion, alignment, not chaos, organic order. You're not lost, you're discovering.
And if the dark ankle boot spoke to you, recognize this immediately. You've walked through psychological territories most people avoid their entire lives. You've faced your shadow. You've sat with your darkness. You've transformed pain into wisdom instead of running from it or numbing it or pretending it doesn't exist. This makes you rare. Most people spend their whole lives avoiding their depths, medicating their discomfort, distracting themselves from anything that feels too heavy or too real. But you've developed what we call psychological gravitas, the ability to hold intensity without fragmenting. Your intuition borders on precognition. You sense people's true intentions beneath their words. You feel danger before evidence appears. You understand someone's character within moments of meeting them. This isn't paranoia. This is hard-won discernment, earned through experience and inner work.
But here's the challenge with depth, and stay with me because this is where everything comes together. People either fear your intensity or become addicted to it. They're drawn to your depth, but intimidated by what it reflects back to them about their own unexplored territories. You trigger people without meaning to, simply by being fully yourself. The dark boot teaches you that not everyone is ready for your level of authenticity. Not everyone has earned access to your inner world. And that's not elitism, that's psychological self-preservation. You protect your depths not from fear, but from wisdom. You guard your energy not from coldness, but from respect for its value.
Before I reveal the final truth that ties all of this together, I want you to subscribe right now if you haven't already, because what comes next will shift your entire understanding of yourself.
and you'll want access to more content like this. All 4 archetypes live inside you: the strength, the sensitivity, the freedom, the depth. You're not just one psychological pattern, you're a complete spectrum of human possibility. Different situations activate different aspects. Different relationships call forth different faces of your psyche. The shoe you chose today isn't your permanent identity. It's a snapshot of your current psychological season, what your unconscious needs right now, what aspect of yourself is ready to emerge, what energy wants to move through you at this particular moment in your journey.
This is the key insight that transforms everything. You don't have to be just strong, or just sensitive, or just free, or just deep. You contain all of it. The task isn't choosing which one you are. The task is conscious integration, knowing when to rise like the stiletto, when to soften like the ballet flat, when to wander like the boho sandal, when to ground like the dark boot. Your psychological wholeness doesn't come from choosing one path and rejecting the others. It comes from dancing between all 4, from recognizing that each archetype serves a purpose, each has wisdom, each has medicine for different moments. The stiletto teaches you sovereignty. The ballet flat teaches you compassion. The boho sandal teaches you authenticity. The dark boot teaches you discernment. Together, they create a psychologically complete human being, capable of navigating any territory life presents.
So, take a moment right now. Drop a comment telling me which shoe you chose and what resonated most deeply. Share this video with someone who needs to hear this message. And remember, your path isn't about becoming someone new. It's about recognizing who you've always been beneath the conditioning, the expectations, the roles you thought you had to play. So, take a moment right now. Drop a comment telling me which shoe you chose and what resonated most deeply. Share this video with someone who needs to hear this message. And remember, your path isn't about becoming someone new. It's about recognizing who you've always been beneath the conditioning, the expectations, the roles you thought you had to play. May your journey be conscious. May your steps be intentional. May your inner voice stay loud enough to guide you through every choice. And may you walk always towards spaces where your whole self can breathe freely. Subscribe for more psychological insights that illuminate the hidden patterns of your soul. Until next time, walk consciously.